and I'll miss you. Best line of the whole damn show. Thank you, Jen Fessler. Thank you. Then Cabral and Fuda are having a moment. And again, Marge, she opens her mouth. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up, Margaret. I mean, I know that sounds mean. I have nothing against her, but man, like, shh, quiet. Let them have a moment. Overall, what do I think of this episode? I thought it was just like looking for my phone here. Overall, I thought it was a decent episode. A little boring, right? Like a little boring. What are you guys thinking about this season? Do we like it? Are we bored of it? It's kind of the same thing over and over and over. I do think things are going to change. Here I go. Here I go. And I don't even want to go there, but I just think it just can't, I don't know, it can't go on like this. Something's got to change. It's like the same old, same old. I do think it's too early to tell what is going to happen. So let's just not make predictions because let's not forget that I said that Melissa was 100% going to be fired. But I'm starting to think that, I'm just looking at my notes to see if there's anything else. I think that, look, I don't think this cast is going to continue. I think it's too much. I don't know. Is New Jersey going to go on pause? I said last week I thought this season was a mess and everything was going to be paused after this, but we don't have anything else. I mean, that's the thing. We don't have anything else really. The ratings, for the ratings, for those of you that don't know, it's behind where it was last season. Last season, it was like over 1 million week after week after week. And I'm not talking about the other numbers and that pulled in weeks later, but the overnight numbers, the live numbers, it was started like down in the 800,000s. Now it's like in the 700,000s. I don't know about this past episode, but as of last week, it's in like the 700,000s. Not horrible, not horrible, but I don't know. Again, it's a very top heavy show. Teresa makes probably, between her and Kyle, they're like, with Candy Burris gone, they're the highest paid housewives. Melissa makes a shitload of money. For everyone that says Melissa doesn't have a storyline, I mean, she makes a shitload of money. Margaret makes a ton of money. Dolores makes more than Margaret because it's favored nations. Jennifer Aydin's been there forever. She's making a lot of money. It's a real top heavy show. I really think changes are coming. I do. I'm not wishing that upon anyone. I right now, if you ask me what I thought was going to happen, I would say right now, and I'm not saying 100%. I haven't overthought this. Right now, I think Margaret and Jennifer are going to go. And let me just back up. I think Margaret, Jackie, and Jennifer are going after this season. What do I know? I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I just have a weird feeling. I just have a weird feeling. A lot of people are saying, all this stuff Teresa's being accused of and, infiltrating bloggers and putting out a narrative, and all this stuff. Louis has all sorts of dark secrets. That's going to eventually there's so much liability with the network and Teresa's going to lose her job. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I don't see Teresa Giudice losing her job unless we do something totally different with New Jersey and give Teresa a spinoff. But I don't see how that's possible. Eventually, like people age out. You look at Ramona, but I mean, I think we're far from there. Teresa's like what, 52, 51. She just had her birthday. I don't fucking know how old Teresa is. Please don't make me look this up because I really don't give a fuck. But she's in her early 50s. So her aging out, really, if you want to go there, it's like a good 9 years away. God help us all if I'm sitting here talking about this in 9 years. But that's the path we're on. For all of my telling everybody that, Bravo's on the decline and look what's happening to Andy. I don't know. They just renewed RHOM. I was saying with those horrible ratings, I don't know what they're going to do with RHM. Renewed. Everything's renewed. Married to Medicine, which has good ratings, Southern, everything. And we're adding 2 new shows. We're adding a show about a below deck version of being on safari in Africa with the African, like the staff of like a safari. And we're adding a New York City, like a junior housewives. But I've said this before. Please don't let it be gallery girls or like, I don't want to see like I'm like a 29 and I live in a walk-up apartment and I'm in like PR and life as a PR girl in the city is so hard and my friend is in marketing and I make like 51,000 and she makes like 62 and why does she make more than me? And like we're going out at night and having drinks and we're trying to find guys. I don't want to see that. I want to see a Gossip Girl in a reality version. I want to see Olivia Palermo from the city back when she was young. So if you want to do this junior version, that's the other thing that's greenlit. And they're not calling it Housewives. It's just going to be a bunch of young, and I don't know if it's going to be 20s or 30s. I want to see Gossip Girl, filthy fucking rich 25-year-olds with a driver and parents that are on boards. I want to see Gossip Girl. I want to see the real life Gossip Girl. New York City prep, but an older version because we're not doing high school. That's what I want to see. So yeah, that's what I want to see. So that's how I feel about that show. Anyway, as promised, we have a special guest coming on. Do you know who she is? I think you all know who she is. By the way, and we'll like recap this next week. We'll recap more next week. I'm keeping my eye on what we have going on in the real world, as they do press. Nothing unusual to really report. I mean, oh, and by the way, I think sorry, remember how I told you I couldn't understand something before? You want to see how my mind works? Now, it's like getting punched in the face and then like an hour later saying, ow. I just realized this Teresa explained BDDBC, then not now, Trey innocent. I just figured out what it meant. It was bullet point number 15. I take notes, guys. I'm a professional. BDD, BC, now it makes sense. Biggest drug dealer in Bergen County, then not now, Trey innocent. I love how Teresa is trying to explain to, I forgot who was in the scene, maybe Louie, that she said, that John Fuda was the biggest drug dealer in Bergen County then, not now. And that changes everything. Calling him the biggest drug dealer in Bergen County then, not now. Somehow, in Teresa's warped pea-brain, small mind, she feels that is not an insult because I called you the biggest drug dealer in Bergen County then. And if I said you were still this, that would be horrible. But the fact that I said you did it in the past is fine. I mean, does Teresa believe her own shit? Is her mind that small? Anyway, I don't want to end on a negative note, but hey, I thought of what it was. We have a special guest, and she is coming in right now. Everyone's favorite guest. You like Just David, but